Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviriyam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May God protect both teacher and student. May He nourish us together. May we work together with great energy. May our studies be enlightening. May there be no hate among us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you. So, as usual, before we start, is there any special question, any comments, any requirements, clarification? I want to finish what we started with, Patanjali's Sutra, what Chaitali had requested. We spoke about Yama and Niyama, and today I plan to speak or explain the three other aspects, which are asana, pratyahara, and asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. And then we will discuss what Banashri requested. But is there anything other than that?
That's a good Acharya, because it's a very important.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the asana. Out of 8 principles of Patanjali, the principle number 3, which is asana. As many times I have said that asana, according to the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it must be very simple and yet effective. And it should be done in order to sustain your body in balance, prepare your body to be in the position to sit motionless for dharana and dhyana. That's the objective of asana. Now, apart from that, the body is the first thing that we are aware of. When we speak of our awareness, the first thing that comes to our awareness is our body and body parts. So with that understanding, to have the body in a good condition, what is known as a fit and fine, you need to regulate your body movements instead of randomly making any movements or randomly working out your body, which I'm not against any practices of physical form, going to the gym or going to any other form of physical fitness. It's all good. But as far as yoga is concerned, it is designed just to keep your body in alignment with your breath, alignment with your center of your being. So when we say alignment of your breath, it only means the awareness. And this is why every asana, there are 2 aspects attached to it. One is your breathing, and second is your affirmation or sankalpa. So when you speak of affirmation, it is also connected to your focus, your attention. And this is why for every asana, according to Patanjali, you need to have certain affirmations, as well as your drashti, your focus must be at different part of your body, whichever part that you are working upon. So for instance, if you are doing a Trikonasana, so in Trikonasana, your affirmation is to bring the awareness to the part of your body where there is impact. And your drashti must be the part where you are touching. For example, in Trikonasana, your hand is sliding forward to touch your toes. So your drashti must be at the point where your fingers touching the toe. And so, and third aspect, which is most significant, is your breathing. And most asanas, the breathing is followed, which is of a natural rhythm. As you start bending, you start exhaling. As you start stretching up your body, you start inhaling. This is usual breathing pattern for every asana. However, certain asanas have a reverse breathing pattern for purpose. And also there is certain asanas where you need to hold your breath. You have to stop inhalation and exhalation. So in as it is explained that you need to have a Rechaka, Puraka, and Kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is holding your breath. That aspect of Kumbhaka is vital. When you hold your breath, you are neither inhaling nor exhaling. And as you know, inhalation, exhalation keeps you alive. For a moment, when you stop inhaling and exhaling, you are trying to touch the state of Turiya, the fourth state, the state of higher consciousness. So different asanas where you need to hold your breath, and that's the purpose of it. So coming back to the point of asana, remember, as I always say, do only what you are able to do. Do not push your body beyond a point just to perform particular asana, because it might cause you a physical discomfort or sometimes pain. Therefore, listen to your body. However, it does not mean that you have an easy escape and just give up. Most time, your body would accept different movement after a period of time. Initially, touching your toes could be challenging for many people, but if you practice, it is not difficult. You could do it. But initially, if you give up and saying you are unable to do it because your back is hurting or your whatever reason, then yoga will not help you. Yoga only helps people who are determined to do it within the boundary of your body accepting it. And many physical issues where you have, let's say, a backache or your shoulder pains or your, let's say, thigh region has a stiffness, or your feet, you are unable to walk barefoot because your feet or your soles are very delicate because of you are not used to walk barefoot. All these are subject to change. This can be modified. This can be modified to do asanas that you want to do. So this is a fine line, what you can do it and what you must not do it. What you must not do it is absolute impossible. When you cannot do certain movement, don't do it. But try to put an effort to attempt it and persistent. Remain persistent in doing this. As that's why I said Niti Abhyas is very important. Persistent. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Make it regular practice. Every day at certain point of time, spend 30, 40 minutes and practice it. after 1 week or 2 weeks, if you feel that you cannot do it and you have physical limitations, only then you may stop doing those asanas. Now, after Patanjali, which is 3,000 years or 2,500 years ago, when he designed these principles, after that, many yoga masters have come up with different asanas. And this is why there are different level of yoga asanas: preliminary, beginners, intermediary, and advanced. These are the introduction of yoga asana by different yoga masters. So it is up to individual what you can do. And if you can do it, there is no boundary. You continue different asanas. For all of us, we have not gone beyond the intermediary. We have not practiced advanced asana at all up to now. Because I understand that unless your body is prepared to do the intermediary level, there is no point going on to advanced asanas. There are many more asanas that one should do. And I'm happy to share those asanas as and when time is right. So asana, as per the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, is the importance is minimum compared to pranayama, pratyahara, yama, niyama, dharana, dhyana, and all other 7 principles. Because he says asana must be according to your individual body, only that you are able to sit in motionless condition. And that itself is an asana, or standing without any movement, in stillness, as we call it, tadasana or samasthiti. So this is what Patanjali believed. Are you able to stand without any movement? Are you able to stand in a right fashion? Are you able to sit in a right fashion for a longer period of time without movement? And in order to do that, you need to have your body in the condition that can hold you stillness. Once your body is prepared, as you know, body is directly connected to your mind and intellect. The mind will come to a point where you are able to reduce the traffic of your mind, which means the purpose of stillness of mind, or stillness of thought, is achieved as a second level after your body is attuned to sit motionless. The second aspect, the next aspect of Yoga Sutra is pranayama. We have given enough importance so far about pranayama. The asana is designed to work upon your physical form, your gross body, whereas the pranayama is designed for the overall wellness of your internal organs. And the prana, which is the breath is, as I explained, we have usual understanding is that when you do inhalation, you are inhaling the oxygen, but together with oxygen, we are also taking the vital energy. And that vital energy is prana, according to our Yoga Sutra. And ayama, when you break down the word pranayama, the prana is the breath, the inhalation of the vital energy. Ayama, the second part of the word, is literally means extending or extension, which means if you are able to extend your inhalation and exhalation. And that's how we practice long inhalation and long exhalation, as well as extension of kumbhaka, extension of breathlessness. When you hold your breath, are you able to hold it longer? Are you able to extend your holding of your breath? That's the fundamental definition of pranayama. Also, as I said, it directly connects the practice of correct pranayama directly connects to your wellness of internal organs, as well as the faculty of your emotions, which is mind. Yeah, so it has a profound effect on your the health of the condition of your mind, which is your emotion mainly. So when you are in a condition to do a correct rhythmatic breathing practice on a regular basis, you will notice that your internal organs start performing well. And when they perform well, it keeps you healthy. And when your internal organs are healthy, it releases a certain feel-good factor, and it releases the chemical that gives you the mental steadiness. That means you are able to control your emotions. You are able to stay focused without judgment. In other words, you are able to retain your breath and body posture without much efforts, because your mind is in position to hold on to particular thought, particular affirmation, particular supposition. In other words, it also means that you are able to regulate your thoughts and reduce the traffic of your thoughts. And this is all based upon the practice of pranayama. Now, initially, there were only 3 different pranayamas which were practiced, which is mainly the Anulom Vilom, the Nadi Shodhan, and ultimately the Kapalbhati. These were the 3 pranayama that were practiced. Eventually, the new pranayamas were also designed and introduced by different yoga masters, which are for the purpose of working upon particular internal organs, such as thyroid gland or pituitary gland, or your windpipe, or your Swadhisthana chakra, for example, the stomach region, or your lungs, for instance. So keeping that part of your body or that organ, certain pranayamas are practiced. But put together, all pranayama, ultimate objective is on your calmness or stillness of your mind. So when your body is in condition to maintain motionless posture for a longer period of time, and through pranayama, you are able to improve your health of your internal organs and mind. It enhances the possibility of sitting in dharana and dhyana. So asana and pranayama is the preparation for dharana and dhyana. And the next aspect, which is also related to your wellness of your internal organs, is known as pratyahara. So along with asana, pranayama, pratyahara is also very important, and it is mostly connected to your pranayama. The reason is the pratyahara literally means, again, if we break down the word pratyahara, it means prati. Prati means against. Against. Ahara is food. So it is against the food. It does not mean that you neglect food or you stop eating, but it only means that your intake of food must be disciplined. intake of food must be according to the season or the climatic condition, your body condition, which is your health, the health of your internal organs, and also about your, let's say, need to buy. Most of us eat according to the time, whether it's a breakfast or a lunch. We look at the watch and we think it is a time for eating. According to the Yoga Sutra, the eating should happen when there is an urge to eat. When there is an urge to eat, you should eat. If there is no hunger, and if you start taking food, it is only an excess because your body really does not need it. You simply take it because the clock tells you to eat lunch, because it is so-called mind conditioning to eat lunch at certain time. So pratyahara is mostly related to what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat. When I say eat, it also includes the liquid form of intake, which means water, or the modern intake of juice, fruit juice, or soup, or any liquid form of food. So what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat, these three aspects have to be watched carefully. What you eat is something very easy for most of us. We know it, that we should try to eat, let's say, naturally grown food or organic food, and the food that is grown surrounding our living area, and try not to eat food that has traveled a long distance, the food which has been kept in storage for some period of time, because it loses its tenderness, it loses its freshness, loses the fundamental value of the food. So what you eat is something related to the season, related to the geography, etc. When you eat, as I said, usually you should eat when you really need to eat, or when you really feel hungry, when your body is starving, when your body asking to replace the energy. The food is only the source of providing the physical energy for the physical form. And how you eat is also important. Most of us have been, under the modern conditions, have been eating in a manner which is not right. For instance, the yoga does not support the idea of eating while standing. Secondly, most of us are eating while reading, while watching television, while watching your mobile. The yogic lifestyle does not accept that. It does not agree with that habit of eating in that fashion. So how you eat is as well important. If you probably you know all that the forefathers used to, let's say, close their eyes and try to do some amount of prayer, and either the prayer for thanking the God or thanking the one who has prepared food for us. So give a moment just to mentally express the gratitude for providing food. Yeah, the table, that food that is in front of you on the table, it's a miracle if you look at it, because what is your effort in having food on the table other than earning some money for it? There is someone who has worked upon it, whether it's farmers or at the level of transportation or cooking, etc. So all of them, the entire chain, must be thanked for having the food in front of you. So what is the attitude of taking the food is equally important. So what you eat, how you eat, when you eat and how you eat. These are the three things that should be in your mind as when you are eating. It also, pratyahara also has a second meaning, and its meaning is that you remain persistent of your nityabhyas of following this Yoga Sutra. Following the 8 principles of Patanjali consciously also means pratyahara. So it's not just intake of food and water, it also means how persistent you are. And so asana, pranayama, and pratyahara are all three related to each other. As yama and niyama are related to each other, so is asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. So, and the last set of 3, which is dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, are correlated. And this is the beauty of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, that he has presented in a fashion that is easy to understand and follow. If you follow yama, you ought to follow niyama. If you only follow yama and not following niyama, it loses the importance of yama. Similarly, if you are only doing asana without doing pranayama and pratyahara in a right manner, asana has no purpose, no meaningful purpose. And the set of last 3, which is dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, has its own connection to each other. As you probably imagine, without dharana, dhyana cannot be maintained. And without dhyana, the state of samadhi is not achieved. So I will stop here with these 3 principles out of 8. Next time we will take up dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Now it is upon you if you have any question on these 3.
Acharya ji, pratyahara is only related to food.
Related to food is your pratyahara. It's mainly related to your intake of food, but it, as I said, it also means to be persistent of your lifestyle, the yogic lifestyles, nidhi-abhyas.
What else are included in this pratyahara? What else kind of lifestyle means what? Lifestyle is a very big domain of lifestyle. So can you be specific of the lifestyle?
Lifestyle is from the moment you open your eyes in the morning till you close your eyes at night, what kind of attitude the attitude of in life that you have. Are you starting your day with the feeling of gratitude? Are you smiling in the morning? Are you in position to smile without a purpose, without any cause? It can only appear on your face if you are internally happy. You do not need any reason or anything to happen just to smile. Are you able to smile without cause in the morning? Are you able to start your day with enthusiasm? Are you able to start the day by thanking everything? Thanking for everything that you have, thanking for everything that you do not have. Certain things that you do not have, you need to thank for that as well. Just because you must have a greater understanding that what you don't have is not meant for you. Now, this is the values of life. These are the part of your lifestyle. How many times have we thanked for something that we don't have? We take it granted that we don't have, either we forget about it or we keep missing it. The best thing is to mentally thank that I'm happy that I don't have whatever is not there, because it is not meant for us at this point of time. So all this is part of your lifestyle or values in the life.
Also, Acharya ji, we can thanks also that we are not having bad habits like angry and some
Yes.
like that. These are the bad habits. So that's also we should thanks to God.
Yeah, yeah, correct. The best prayer is the prayer of gratitude. So all what we do is good, but all what we do, if it is done with awareness and with clear understanding, and that's why I keep saying clarity brings the purity. If you don't have clarity, purity will be superficial. And clarity comes only when you have wisdom. And wisdom comes only when you have practiced the knowledge, so-called knowledge that we gather. Gather the knowledge as much you can. There's nothing wrong. But at least whatever possible, try to implement that knowledge in the life, in your day-to-day lifestyle. And that becomes your personal experience, which brings the wisdom. So the clarity, wisdom, and purity. Is that all?
Actually, the clarity of knowledge, it is not always possible now, because knowledge is a very vast thing. Knowledge is always we are acquiring, we are always after it. The much we proceed, we will just keep on acquiring knowledges. So, but there are also not clarity in the knowledges also. There are some misconceptions of that is also knowledge, but that is not correct or that is not right. So, clarity of knowledge, is there any word like clarity of knowledge also?
I give you an example. When you burn a candle, yeah, all of you have seen candle. And when you see a candle, what do you see? You see a stick made out of wax. There is a wick. And that's all about it. That makes candle. When you light a candle, what happens? What happens when you light a candle? How do you light a candle? You need another flame to ignite the wick of a candle. And what burns? Is it the wick that is burning, or is it the wax which is burning? Now, we see the candle every time. Many times we have lightened up the candle. But do we have a possibility to connect that to the spirituality? As last somebody asked, what is the spiritual significance of whatever? Everything has a spiritual significance. Everything has a spiritual influence. So what is the relation between the candle, the wax, and the wick? What is the relation? They are independent. The wick is independent if it is removed out of wax. The wax is independent if it does not have a wick. They are independent identity. What is the igniting flame? Is the source. Is the source that provides the light. And when the candle is burning, is it only the light or it also spreads some amount of heat? So the light always has a heat, either subtle or profound. So there are many aspects connected to all these small things. The knowledge, when we're speaking here, it's only in context of spirituality. As you rightly said, the knowledge has no boundaries. There are plenty of things to know. But in terms of spirituality, there is only one thing that you need to know. Just one. And it's all simple. Who are you? What are you? What am I? Ask that question. When you know the answer of it by yourself, that is sufficient knowledge. You do not need any other knowledge.
Thank you.
So repeat your question that last time you wanted to know.
I asked regarding the word Shraddha. You are just explaining the word Shraddha. So I wanted to know it is in more brief or more profound way. What is exactly Shraddha means when it comes to when we utter something, how we will show that it is actually Shraddha or it is not Shraddha. But like it is we are doing it superficially. What is Shraddha actually?
I will begin with a very simple clarification. I have not met you personally, neither you have met me personally. We know each other looking at the face through the camera. We have not been formally introduced to each other. And yet, it is now over 2 years that you have been doing yoga regularly together with me and everybody else. What drives you? What makes you get up 6 in the morning, be ready to do yoga? Is it not Shraddha?
One kind of. It's one aspect of Shraddha.
Yes. So, and it is not the Shraddha on an individual. It is not Shraddha on who is conducting. It is Shraddha in what is conducted. Your Shraddha is not placed on me. Your Shraddha is placed on what is happening. Different asanas, pranayama, and dhyana. You have Shraddha on that because you have understanding of Shraddha, as you said, that it helps. It brings good health. It brings peace of mind. It gives you feel good. So you have Shraddha on that, right? How can you, everything that happens if you sincerely do it, happens only because you have faith or understanding or trust or belief system, which is Shraddha in Hindi. There are other aspects in life that happens without you having Shraddha. For example, your best friend or your family member is attending, let's say, workshop or visiting a temple or visiting some satsang. You do not know it, you have no idea about it, but yet you go along with them because you have Shraddha on people who's taking you. That your family or friends would take you only because it is of value or according to them. Now you have no Shraddha on the person or the function that you are attending, but you have Shraddha on people who is recommending. So in any case, whatever that is happening has some amount of Shraddha involved. You eat your food, whatever is your diet. Yeah? You eat certain food Either it is a mind conditioning or it is a shraddha. You eat, let's say, any particular food item, let's say tomato. Yeah, you think tomato enhances the taste of your food, so you add tomato into your preparation. What is it? Is it shraddha or mind conditioning? Everything, when you go into bifurcations and go into detail, has some amount of shraddha. You call different names, it's all okay. But ultimately, this is what it is.
Is it related to interest? My interest? Shraddha is related to my interest.
Yeah. Yes. You have interest because you have some amount of shraddha on that subject or object, whatever.
That is that includes the self, no? That includes the self-interest.
Yes.
It's not selfless.
Yes.
Shraddha is not selfless.
Yes. So when you say self, I have to ask you, what is the self? Whom do you consider is the self?
Self means it's my mind. Preliminary is my mind, my consciousness, and my along with the body.
Yes.
That is me.
Yes. In the gross level, that is correct. At this level where we are, that is the correct answer. But when you, so there are two aspects, right? One is the reality, which is how do I say, related reality. Related reality is what you say, that I am this body, I have a mind of my own, I have intellect of my own, and of course I have my consciousness. Now that's a related reality, but there is something what is called absolute reality. And absolute reality is there is nothing. And when I say nothing, I like to break it down. No thing which is not consciousness. The body and mind has no standing or existence without consciousness. And that is why it is considered as a dead body. What is the word used after consciousness is disappearing from your body? Dead body. Why we call it dead body? Because it's useless. It has no life. The life principle is missing in that body. And that body is nothing but like any wood or soil or piece of mud. So the absolute reality is that life force, that consciousness, that spirit, whatever name you call. That's absolute reality. So in which point of view, which perceptions that we talk is related point of view, yes, we are body, mind, intelligent. That's a correct. There is no denying fact. But the ultimate, the absolute reality or truth is that the body, mind is appearance. It's just the appearance. The reality is consciousness, the spirit, which does not go from anywhere. I like to add few things in this context. Most of us recall dead body, yeah, because as I just mentioned, because consciousness disappears. In a way, it is a wrong statement. The consciousness does not disappear. Consciousness is everywhere. It is in that body as well after the death. Yeah, just think of it. Because when we say the consciousness is eternal, all-pervading, yeah, omnipresent. When we say omnipresent, it got to be everywhere, whether it's alive or dead. You understand? And we are in that. So it is like a balloon. What is outside balloon and what is inside the balloon is the same. So is our body. What is outside us and what is inside us is the same. And it's always there. It is only the life force that comes to an end. The life force is Jivatma. The Atma, the spirit, remains. And that's the difference. Spirit is eternal, omnipresent. It is only the Atma part of it, which is connected to your mind and intellect. That leaves the body. And that's the difference between Atma and spirit, or soul and spirit. Soul is Jivatma. Spirit is, you cannot define because it is beyond definition. And when I say spirit, I mean the energy, the vital energy, the life force or consciousness. We can attribute different names, but it is ultimately something that cannot be defined.
But we say something, Acharya ji, Paramatma, Jivatma and Paramatma. So is Paramatma spirit?
Break down the word Paramatma. Param, Atma. What is Param? Mahan, the greater Atma. What is greater? It is the individual who have been able to attain the greatness, to know that they are the Atma, that they are the spirit. So you and I do not qualify to be Paramatma because we do not have experience of that spirit, that we are spirit. We can only speak about it. And that is also superficial. But there are who have experienced that they are spirit, and that's why they are non-Paramatma. So it is the higher ladder or higher rung of the ladder that you climb, all of us, from being Jivatma to become the Mahatma, and from Mahatma you can maybe become Paramatma. I hope some of you are taking good nap in the morning because I don't see you. Do we have any more questions or comments? If not, then we chant Om and prayer.
Acharya ji, next day I will ask you, not today, the difference between the intelligence and intellectuality. I will have this question, it's a profound question.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. If possible, I'll ask all my friends here who are available to answer that. I want to know what are the answers from everybody. I'm sure Kapilji, Acharya, and Aditi, everybody should chip in to answer her question. The difference between intelligence and intellect. All right, let's chant Om. Please try to be still. Close your eyes. Aum. 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 Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, God, for giving us air to breathe. Thank you, God, for giving us water to drink. Thank you, God, for giving us sun for energy. Thank you, God, for giving us good health and happiness. Thank you, God, for giving us positivity. Thank you, God, for giving us all that we deserve. Thank you, God, for your love, your protection, your guidance, your blessings. Thank you, God, for the existence. Thank you for giving me a chance to serve you.
Thank you for guiding
Thank
us
you.
always.
Thank you very
Acharya ji.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you.